Welcome back to PYJynJoy, Messages from the Divine. This is Charmaine, your holistic life coach, coming to you with a message for the collective. Before we get started, let's cleanse the energy of the space. And see what the Animal Guides deck has for us today. And again, it's a collective reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. If it does, do drop comments. Let me know what's going on with you. I'll answer any questions. If it doesn't, still stick around and share it with friends. Someone may need to hear this because it is coming in from the Animal Guides. So, Animal Guides, what message do you have for the collective today? Animal Guides, what message do you have for the collective today? Animal Guides, what message do you have for the collective today? So let's split the deck, see what we come up with. And we have the Four of Water. Oh, oh no, the crystal fell. Excuse that for 1 second, my little heart crystal. Well, I'm going to not let that fall again. So we'll do this like this. Okay. So we have Four of Water and Knight of Earth. And it's funny, we have water and earth. Water and earth are blend well together, though it may make mud, but it is compatible. So four is all about your foundation, your root. Speaking of root vegetables, there's some carrots there, some lettuce, there's a little tortoise. And he's saying to your responsibilities may distract you from uh, noticing all that gives. Wait, let's start again. It's one of those days, guys, so work with me. Okay, your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all the gifts that you have been blessed with. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. All right, so say thanks, Charmaine. Thank you, Divine, for letting me get that out. So what it's saying is to just be aware of what's going on. Water is your emotions, it's the cups. So as you're going about setting your foundation, like the root chakra at the base of your spine, that's your foundation. That's where your patience, your planning, your family, your money, all of that, to just pay attention. Don't get distracted. Now, Knight of Earth, trustworthy, dedicated, protective, funny. So you see a seahorse and he has a crown on his head, although he's not a king. And there's some pentacles floating down. So maybe some treasure that they found within the seas from a pirate ship. And it says it's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. So that fits. Whereas a garden, you're trying to lay the seeds, the foundation, get it all going, and then you'll make some money from that because you've planted good seeds, you have good crops, you will have a great harvest. And then when you have that plan in place, you can get that coin. So let's see what this all means for you, collective. And as I go about, think of how the animal and their attributes are. So, a tortoise, they're on the land, they are very dedicated in what they're doing because they may move slow, but they're going to get what they're going to get. And then a seahorse is something that's so fantastical, really, because it's like, what is it? Is it a fish? Is it a horse? Is it a crab? I mean, so it's just like very different, very unique. So now for your immediate past, we have King of Water, warm-hearted, uh, devoted, loving, and faithful, just like this Emperor Penguin rather is, surrounded by four little baby penguins. So it says a trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. So again, just like the tortoise, there's more water, more emotions. You may receive wise and passionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. So think of that. Sometime in your immediate past, let's say about maybe 6 weeks, 4 weeks ago, someone came into your life and they may have given you some advice that was truly heartfelt. So again, as I pull the cards, think of how it relates to you. So now for the present, we have the Empress, 3. 3 is all about expansion. Again, back to loyalty, being dedicated. You have the Angora rabbit, so beautiful, nice fur, and it has the wheat at the bottom. The shield, instead of the shield, it's a little pendant heart around the rabbit's neck with the emblem of Venus, love, beauty, aesthetics, art, material, rules Taurus, rules Libra, so you get some balance there. You're can be stubborn. And it says, time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. And Taurus, that's house 2. So that's all about your material, and Venus rules Taurus. So prosperity, look at the wheat, that's your abundance. So it could be that we're getting into a manifestation, prosperity reading. Let's keep going. So here we have awakening. 1 plus 2 is 3. Again, 3. And this time it's a giraffe. So really looking at things in a different way. So the giraffe with the long neck has the ability to twist it around. I don't know if it would necessarily go that way, but it could. And then you have the butterfly. So all about transformation. When you see things from a different perspective, like the hangman, you can really visualize things and get a better understanding of it. And in that way, you are transforming like a butterfly yourself, your mindset, your mind expands. And it says, look at things in a different way, and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily, things will soon start moving again. So another major arcana card. And that's when there's something that's really affecting your overall life. Whereas the cards that are the suits cards, those are really talking about day to day. So something that you're doing with, you're taking on the attributes of the Empress, perhaps, or you're meeting someone that's a princess, Empress, because remember it said someone's coming into your life, and then you're looking at it and perhaps they're giving you a different way to see things. So now for your distant past, more water. So 3, 3, and 3. Look at this. 3 of water. Hummingbird, and how beautiful, and the colors, and they're just flitting about. And it says, you have an exciting reason to celebrate. You have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. So perhaps this is more of a romance. Maybe you're manifesting your dream lover. Let's see the last card, and we'll get into each one. But the distant future has 8 of fire. Look at these bees, and they're buzzing about, pollinating everything. I have a friend who she's going about self-pollinating her watermelon. So I'm like, okay. So all this gardening things, and these look like marigolds, I believe. And it says bee. So 8 is all about abundance, your prosperity, your strength. And in bees, you know how they form a hive. They all work together. So they'll work together to do what? To make the pollinate the flowers and things, but to also to bring it all back to the colony where the queen or the empress is. So we have, you've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember remember to be grateful for the blessings that you have received. Okay, isn't that nice? So you've gotten all these blessings. So you've manifested an abundance of blessings. So that's what this appears to be, where you have the, remember in the beginning, we had the tortoise and the seahorse. So it was planning your root, your foundations, along with the pentacles, your earth, you're generating that money, abundance, 8, abundance. And what it's saying to you, well, at the bottom, oh, of course, we have still the 4 of water. So, what it is saying to you is this is going to be a reading that's more focused on you, perhaps creating a family, not so much that it is the work, because it's like multiples, it's a hive, it's a family unit. They're all returned to the queen, the empress. So, let's see what it all details. But let's start with the distant past. So, animal guides, tell us about this distant past, where it's the 3 of water, this invitation, because remember, saying an invitation, graduation, or a wedding, or so forth, engagement. So you could have been engaged a few months ago, and when it's just the past, think of something that's at least 6 months ago. So what happened then, divine, for the collective then? And let's see. 2, yep. So 2 of air, swords, your mental, and it's the long-haired Dotson, the short-haired Dotson, and it says persuasion and work. Oh, procrastination and worrying what others will think and blocking you from making. Okay, wait, let's start again because I don't have my contacts, as you can tell. So it says procrastinating and worrying what others will think are blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's. Follow your inner guidance. So, with this being a love reading, two of air, you've met your partner, and with that, you may have different thoughts. Air is your mind, so you may have different mindset. You may have different beliefs or thoughts that you have going on, and you're just really thinking too hard. You have to, with two, you have to balance. So the person doesn't have to absolutely agree with you, but you do have to come to terms where you understand each other, you respect each other, and you can communicate well. That's also with communication with the mind and your mental thoughts. So you just really have to balance that. You can't worry what others will think if you're afraid that if you speak your mind, then maybe they don't love you. Speak up. Speak up, because if that's the case, then you don't need to be with them anyway. Then you need to be with someone who respects you and what your thoughts are as well as theirs. So tell us some more, animal guides, about this distant past where the couple may be, things are great and it's engagement, but you're also at the same time, it's the beginning of you learning to work together, like living together and being a full-on partner. It's not where it's just you're dating. So you're learning to balance yourselves together. So let's see what else we get. Five of fire. So butting heads. Five is change. And I just said that. So you're just beginning to get things going, and you may butt heads a bit. And that's to be expected. Everybody has their own beliefs and thoughts, and you will have to learn, if you want to have a successful relationship, learn to work and talk together. So it says occasionally you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. And that's just what I said. So you have to learn to work together and to balance what your thoughts are, their thoughts, your thoughts, and make sure, because obviously it's working. Excuse me, because you see where going forward you have this abundance, this goodness happening. So you just in the beginning have to learn to work it out. And once you get past that phase, you'll be able to see it more, because this person, their king, is someone who is loyal, they're dependable, they're responsible for things. Look, they have the kids with them. Whereas this is the male, because the female is the one that goes off and does the hunting. The father stays there with the kids. So, speaking of that, let's go forward to the immediate past. So, you've now obviously cleared your little clashes up, learn to balance and listen to each other, communicate properly, because now there's like a collection of kids gathered around you. So, tell us, animal guides, about the immediate past. And we have the emperor. So, yep, your king, the emperor, now the empress. So, it's not often you get both pair in one reading. And now you have the emperor. Four, again, your foundation happening. And it says, dear mouse. And you see the little DEER, little mouse inside of its tunnel beneath ground. And it has collected all these different blueberries. It looks like buttons. There's another butterfly, like we had the butterfly here. And it says structure and organization are important right now, of course, because why? You're moved in together, you're living together, you have kids now, so you really got to be organized. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. So that means you need to turn to your partner. So it's showing that they're already dependable on getting and working with the family. So they're not ones who will be like, listen, you stay in the house, take care of the kid, and now I'm going to go to work. Obviously, that's not the case, because as the emperor penguins, the female is the one that goes off to work. So perhaps that's the thing too. Maybe you had to come to terms with the fact that you are going to be the one that's out and busier than your husband. Perhaps as a stay-at-home dad, because again, with the deer mouse, he's the emperor, but he is within the abode. He's in the house. So in the tunnels there. So that's more than likely what it is. And that's why it can be some clashes, because men think that they're supposed to be the ones that are ruling the household, and the woman stays at home with the kids. But this is modern times, and people can appreciate that. So you're beginning to learn how to work with that. And that's a good thing. So tell us some more, animal guides, about this immediate past. So the husband, the partner, is at home. Well, husband, because you said was an engagement and the wedding. So the husband is at home taking care of the kids and making sure the house is running and organized, while the collective is out there doing their thing, doing work. So tell us more. And we have the hermit, 9. So 9 is about chapter endings, completions, a cycle that has come to an end. So what it says is, and you see it's a lantern. So there's again a butterfly, and then there are 9 fireflies around this lantern, drawn to, like a moth to a flame. So they're drawn to it. They create the light in the darkness. So you have firefly. Take time for contemplation, in retreat, and go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. So, and the purple is royal, purple, all is purple. So these are all major arcana cards. And it's just basically telling you that often you'll need to take some time apart and to meditate, to reconnect, because you are burning that candle. You're working a lot. You're working hard. You're running you're not running the home, but you are, the main breadwinner for a home. And it's a lot that you're going through. So remember, there's times that you may need to disconnect so that you can reconnect to yourself and to the source, to divine. So as you're working really hard and you're thinking, sometimes you have to what is nine? Stop and self-reflect. Go within, spend some time, because ultimately you don't want to burn yourself out. You're the light. You're what's drawing everybody to you. So let's see what we get for the present, animal guides. What can you tell us about that, where it's time to hop into action? What does the Empress, the collective people, have to do? And we have 4, another 4 of Earth this time. And we have that as the squirrel. So you can see, just like in the Emperor card where the deer mouse was collecting things, well, now you have a couple of squirrels, the 2 of you, who are, it's fall, as you can see from the color of the leaves, and they're collecting acorns because you're getting ready to. So your 4, remember again, it's patience, it's planning, it's your organization, it's your structure. So you're really getting everything organized for yourself. So buckle down, get ready for the storm. The winter is coming, as they say in Game of Thrones. So it says, be cautious about living a life of extremes, or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you are spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building walls that keep people out. So you don't want to keep people out, even though you may spend some time as a hermit. It's not that you're keeping your partner out, your husband out. It's really that you have to also set boundaries so that you can take care of yourself. Because if you're not well, then everything will crumble. You are the one that's running the house, as far as making sure the money is coming in and such, and you're working with your partner and making sure that the house has all that it needs. So remember, you want to save and you want to have the money, but you don't want to hoard it too much. You need to spend it as you need to, and make sure that you are spending it wisely and you're not limiting yourself. You're not going to be in a situation where you're just looking at things in black and white. Well, do this or do that. You have to, again, you're a couple, 2 squirrels. You have to 2 rams, to 2 dogs, all of that. You have to be sure to balance it all out. Balance out your monies as well as what you're doing with your family, and also spend time together. So don't always all work and no play. Spend time. So tell us some more, divine animal guides, about this present situation for the collective. Ace of Air. So 1, new beginning. So remember, we just had the 9 with the hermit. Well, 1 is new beginnings, and there's a panda reaching for a bamboo stalk. And it says, implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you revive your plan and reshape your goals into something even better. So you may come up with an idea of how to run the home so that you guys can balance your love as a couple with your family, your kids, along with the work. So you really want to use, because Ace of Air is a very positive card. Think of the sword, and it's cutting away clutter that you no longer need. So you've gotten this better idea of how to run, because there's a lot of things about organization and structure, your base, your root, your foundation. It's basically divine telling you to get your house in order. So that's what it looks like. It's telling you in all ways: the money, the what you have, your material things, your thoughts, all of that. Because see, you're needing to look at things in a different way. So tell us some more about in the immediate future needing to look at things in a different way, because you want to always keep growing and keep getting better and better. Whatever mistakes you may have had, you want to learn from them. And that's what the cards are just saying. So now five is changed. So five of water, those are your emotions. So with changing with your emotions, okay? So that's you looking at things in a different way. So look at how your feelings are taking on and what's happening with them. And remember, it also said to make sure that your emotions are also taken care of. So do that. Be sure to do that like the dragonfly, where it says, focus upon the best. No, focus upon the fact that Source loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to receive from life's little difficulties. Um, so so that you can move onward and upward. I'm like stuttering over my words today. You're probably like, what is wrong with her? Well, this font is very small for my glasses, so just bear with me as I try to see this clearly. Okay, so basically, what it's saying is now you have this better perspective on things. Your emotions are now getting more under control with the change. You're getting into a better flow because remember, you just figured out this bright idea of how to run the household as well as the organization of it, the structure of it, your foundation, working with your partner, your lover, and being sure that you're all getting that you need what you need. So now here comes a little dragonfly and is basically telling you to just focus. Focus upon the fact that Source is never going to abandon you. So no matter how things may look, things are always going to work out. So any little difficulty that you may have, as remember clashing and all of that, you'll grow and learn from it. Don't fear having an argument, a disagreement. That's what happens in a family. You're not going to have perfection all of the time. You never really have perfection because then that's not quite right. Things are going to be going on. So you just have to learn how to work with it and let your emotions fit for the proper time and not be overly emotional. So let's get one more card about the immediate future. Animal guides, what can you tell us about now? The emotions are changing. What all do we have here? More passion. Fire, that's your passion, your creativity, your drive. Nine, again, just like we had nine. It's endings. And this says that look at the gazelle. So it's fleet of foot. Think of that. Can move quickly. So just like a creative mind, you're coming up with all these ideas and ways to work with your family and your husband. And it's saying you've worked hard and what you've created is important, is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. And remember the past, the clashes, okay? Five of fire, nine of fire. And we're just saying the little difficulties, that's going to happen. So take a breath, take a leap. Don't worry about it. Just know that that's a whole part of life. You're never going to have something that's going to be without an argument. And if there is one, just communicate what's wrong so that you clear away. Don't go to bed angry. That's the worst thing. And don't go to bed, blow up somebody's phone or something before they go to bed and then just ruin the whole day. Speak it out and listen. Listen. Don't just go on about your situation. Listen to what they have to say. Okay? So let's move to the distant future where we have the eight of fire. So we have 5, 9, 8. So tell us about these busy bees. The home is buzzing, like the hive is buzzing. So you've got everything figured out. Now your home is buzzing with all the activity. Everything is going well to plan. So tell us, what else can we know about the distant future? More nines. 9 of earth, 9 of fire, 9 of earth. And we have a ragdoll cat just sitting perched on the arm of a chair, of a sofa. It could be a chair, a sofa. In the background, you can see an abundant, remember, earth is your prosperity, an abundance of flowers growing just so beautifully outside the window. And the cat is just as content. Eyes are closed. It's not worried at all. And it says, your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company, as in with your family. Okay, see, buzzing around. So maybe you're going to go on a holiday. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self employment opportunity that will be very successful. But in this case, we're talking about you and your family. So in the distant future, all this hard work, you working longer hours and taking on different projects and spending more time with your work, well, it's paying off because in the distant future, you'll have the abundance that you need. And now you can take a break and spend it with your family. You've got the money all under control. You now can have a bit time off. You're going to spend some time with your family, a much deserved break that you can take. Close your eyes and settle and be happy of those all around you. Your husband's been at your side, taking care of things. Your kids have been understanding. So let's get one more card to see what the distant future is from our animal gods. Look, King of Fire, King of Air, King of Water. Now we got the King of Fire. So your husband is like, we got this passion, baby. And it's inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, wise. So you're listening. This is the Katanga lion. You're listening to your husband. He's been working with the water, with the emotions, with your kids, and now he's gotten that fire because you know why? You are taking a break from work, and now you can get your passion in the bedroom. You can get that spice in life going back. And it says, now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. And the big picture is your family, your happiness of you and your husband as a couple, along with you as parents, and along with you as running your business and taking care of things. That's where it is. So your husband is like, let's go, baby. We got the passion. And funny enough, after all of the shuffling, look at what's at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Knight of Earth is back. We have Knight of Earth. We have the four. And look what else I'm going to show you. We have Ace of Water. It's beautiful. Ace and King of Water. So again, Ace, we just had the Ace of Air. Now we have the Ace of Water, and it's a dove. So again, just like with the cat had the abundance outside the window of a garden, well, this is an orchard and a garden, and it's just the water. You're just happy, your emotions, everything is great. So one is new beginnings, and it says this is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love. Remember, the passion came back. I can't make it up. The rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. And in this case, it's the rebirth of your current relationship with your husband. You guys are going to be great together. You're fabulous. You're happy. And the passion is there. So let's see what crystal will enhance this message for you. So divine, what crystal will enhance the message for the collective? Where they started out rocky, like it said, you'll have a rocky start with this relationship, but it blossomed to a beautiful family, wealth, and passion. What more could you want? So we have pink opal. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And that's what you need to remember. So as you're going through all of this and you're getting all of this done and you're working hard and you're balancing your family life, your work life with your partner life, you have to be kind to yourself and give yourself grace. You were doing it, you're successful, congratulations. So that is your message for today. I hope that resonates with you. If it did, I'd be so thankful if you will drop some comments below. Let me know how it resonated with you, where you are in this stage, whether you have your husband now or you're dating. Also, excuse me, and also for me, get some oxygen in your brain. I'd be thankful if you will like the video, share it, subscribe to PYJynJoy, and if you want to do a one-on-one, go to PYJynJoy.com and book a session with me directly. Until we see each other again, love, light, and joy.